What if I told you that one of the most interesting humanoid robots in the world isn't being built behind closed doors at a billion-dollar lab? It's open source, sitting on GitHub, and you can 3D print most of it yourself. This is Poppy. Poppy is an open source humanoid robot that came out of the Flowers Research Lab at Inria, the French National Research Institute for Computer Science. It was led by a PhD student. He was creating this robot for his PhD thesis. It was originally built as a research platform to study how robots can learn the way humans do, through their bodies, not just their brains. And the body is what makes Poppy special. It stands about 85 centimeters tall, weighs around 3.5 kilos, and has 25 degrees of freedom, including something almost no other hobby class humanoid has: a flexible multi-segment spine. That's why Poppy moves the way it does. It doesn't walk like a stiff toy robot. It moves like something that was designed to be embodied. Everything is open. The CAD files, the STL files for printing, the Python software stack. It's all on GitHub under permissive licenses. There's also a full on-shape mirror if you want to view or modify the design in your browser. And the project includes smaller siblings, Poppy Torso, and the entry-level Poppy Ergo Jr arm if you want to start smaller. Now, the honest part, Poppy is open source, but it's not cheap or free. A full build runs an estimated $8,000 to $9,000 US. The 3D printed parts are actually the affordable piece. Most of that cost is the 25 Dynamixel servo motors that drive every joint. You'll also need a Raspberry Pi for the brain. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what it takes to build one, the files, the parts, the software, and whether or not I think it's actually worth it to build. Now, let's get into it. Let's check out the GitHub repository for the Poppy humanoid robot. So we'll skip down to the README here. There's the robot all put together, printed out with all the motors. As you can see, each joint has a motor. It's wearing some shoes. Let's see. So if you want to find the actual STL file so you can go and start 3D printing this right away, you're going to have to jump over to releases. And then the first two releases are basically a bunch of empty folders. So you could probably just skip those. I mean, you could download them if you want, check it out, but there's basically nothing in there. But if you skip down to the third release, version 1.02-GM, you'll actually find the 3D printed part files for the STLs. You'll find some step files. And then you can take it into like a Solid Desk or Autodesk Fusion 360 and edit the files and modify the robot for your own purposes. And same thing here. So this release, it has some more 3D printed files. And then I believe there's some down here as well. And as you can see, this is about 10 years old. This was uploaded 10 years ago, so I don't think they're going to be updating this anytime soon. But of course, now that we have AI and you can connect, Claude to your SolidWorks? Yeah, SolidWorks. You can actually probably just have Claude modify the robot for you. Just kind of describe how you want it to modify the robot, and I'm sure it can actually work inside of SolidWorks or Autodesk Fusion 360. All right. Let's see, that's also releases. And then let's see. So if you look through the hardware module, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Most of it's not all that useful. It's kind of cool and interesting, but really I just want to print it out and put it together, figure out which the motors are, or which motors you need. So it looks like it's got some links right here to different things. They didn't really organize this very well, I think. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. So I'd probably, if you can, just use Claude to kind of sort through this and give you the pieces that you want to find. It looks like they've got two different, they tried some different thigh configurations, bended thighs or straight thighs. I'd probably go with the thigh gap right here. I like that thigh gap. Bam. But whatever floats your boat. If you like the knees, kind of splayed inwards like that. All right. Here's the documentation for this Poppy robot. And they didn't really make it easy to download this. It's just basically a website. There's a GitHub link, though, if you want to check out the code for the website. You can probably just download that and then display it however you want. Let's see, the bill of materials. So we got a bill of materials in here. 3D printed parts. That's all the, looks like this is all the parts laid out right here, I believe, or at least most of it. So, quite a bit of stuff. I like how they designed these to be hollow so you could print it out pretty easily and quickly, and it's lighter weight as well. Might not be as strong, but it's probably strong enough to hold the motors and move around. So that's good. Alright, and then tells you what kind of motors you need to get. The power supply. Oh, here we go. So here's the torso, all the parts you need for the torso. I like how they have it all laid out and have it all written on the desk, That's kind of cool. So this is the bill of materials. You could find this in the GitHub. I'll put links to this in the description. So, I guess I should get to talking about, do I think it's worth $8,000 to build this. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of cool, but I'm not sure how useful it would be to me in everyday situations. Maybe if I made it a little bit taller. I'd have to check out the simulation too. I believe there's some simulation files in here. Yeah, we got some meshes right here. Let's see here. So maybe if I put it in a simulation, we could see how it moves around. Maybe I could decide whether it'd be worth it to buy, or print out. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you thinking about building this yourself, or let me know if you've already built it yourself. If you're a 10x developer, robot builder, let me know in the comments. And go and subscribe if you like this robot content. Check out this GitHub repository. Build yourself a humanoid robot. All that good stuff. And that's all, folks.